Hey guys, we're jumping right into it. You only need 2 ingredients, a dozen eggs, and this cake box right here. The link to get this angel food cake mix is in the description below. So I already have these items prepped. Make sure to use an appropriate size bowl to hold your dry mix. And yes, the whole carton of eggs will be used. You need 12 egg whites for this recipe. Make sure that your egg whites are room temperature and whip it to a hard peak. Not a somewhat soft peak like you see here, a hard peak. Don't be like me and not read the back of the box. After whipping your eggs, you have to combine the dry mix. Okay, so the reason why the dry ingredients look wet is because it is. For some reason, my mind made it seem like the logical way of doing this would be to put the egg whites into the dry mix, but then I realized that it didn't work out how I thought it would, so I ended up folding the dry mix into the egg whites. I promise y'all that makes the most sense. I just want to go ahead and apologize. I know y'all cannot see through this metal. I'm going to transfer this mix into clear bowls in the next clip. For now, just admire my hand movements. I'm kidding. Alright, I'm going to add color to the cakes, so I'm separating the mixture into 2 containers. I'm purposely making sure these 2 containers are not even because I want to have one color more than another. At this point, you want to make sure that the egg whites and mix are thoroughly combined, but also make sure that you're not over mixing. I had started off so bad I was terrified to do anything else to this mix. Make sure to get all that good stuff out the bowl. Using a scraper spatula will help with that. Okay, so the first color I'm adding is green. I totally missed the camera, y'all, my bad. Just a couple of drops will work. Make sure to mix in the color as best as possible. You want the color of the cake to come out evenly. Next, I'm repeating the same process, but this time I'm adding pink food coloring to this container. Adding more drops is the ideal case here since it is a bigger batch. I ain't gonna lie, it looks more bloom green than green. Anyways, now I'm adding the cakes to 4-inch round cake pans. You can fill up the pan 75 to 80% of the way. I want 2 pink layers and 1 green layer, so I'm using 2 pans for pink and 1 pan for green. After filling the pans, you'll put these in the oven for 30 to 32 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, while the cakes are baking, let's make our strawberry jam. You'll need a pack of strawberries, a lemon, and 3 to 4 cup to 1 cup of sugar. You can add more or less. It really depends on how sweet you want the jam. Here I am sorting through the strawberries, figuring out which ones I'm going to use for the jam and the ones I'm going to use to decorate the top of the cake. Shout out to my ex, my former Pisces lover. Well, one of them. Have you ever dated the same sign as y'all? Our birthdays are 2 days apart. It was awful. Anyways, I never cared to check a strawberry before him. He had somewhat of a produce delivery business and strawberries were his golden child. Because of him, I learned to do 4 things when it comes to checking strawberries. 1. How do they feel? Are they firm or a bit soft? 2. How do they look? Shiny and bright or a little moldy? 3. Look closely at the leaves. Are they green or turning? And 4. Is there any leakage at the bottom of the container? Once you've done your assessment, you should have picked out the best berries in the market. Big up to Driscoll Truth to be told, I'm ready for the sponsorship, man. Okay, this next part is important for safety purposes. Please, I repeat, please do not cut your strawberries face up. Strawberries are less stable when placed face up, leading to potential slips when cutting, which can increase your chances of injury. Instead, cut your strawberries face down. Trust me on this. I worked in a kitchen for like a year and I had my fair share of sliced skin, okay? It is not fun. Safety comes first, always. Keep cutting your strawberries until you're finished. You can cut them big or small. If you want a finer texture, you can blend the strawberries. I like a little bit of chunk, so I'm gonna keep the size to a medium. Now we're ready to head to the stove. On medium heat, place the bowl of cut strawberries in the pan. Add the sugar directly after. Alright, y'all, this is where you're supposed to start stirring the ingredients together. But me? Child, I was too fixated on this lemon. I had to make sure that lemon juice was incorporated. And don't get me started about the zest. Y'all, I was temporarily obsessed with this lemon. I promise it can wait.
Yikes!
A number of things could have contributed to this happening. The pan might have been baking on a stove for a long period of time, or maybe the temperature was too high. Whatever the case may be, now we got burnt strawberries. I mean, I like a little bit of smokiness and all, but the searing? Yeah, wildness. Yeah, I honestly wanted to cry. Don't be like me, okay? Stir in the sugar with the strawberries as soon as it hits the pan. Adjust the heat if you need to. Alright, allow the strawberries to boil and cook for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm really loose when it comes to cooking, so I just eyeball it. When it looks like it's thick enough or the strawberries have cooked enough, you can take it off the stove. I'm storing the jam in a container, but I like for the jam to cool down before placing it in the fridge. Once you place it in the fridge, allow 24 hours before using. Cakes are out the oven. I'm using an offset spatula to get the cakes out. For a second there, I didn't think they were going to come out, and this is non-stick. Why was I fighting with the pan? This was kind of crazy because they specifically said not to grease the pan or spray it. That's the one thing I did right. Well, I eventually got the cakes out with minimum to no damage. Just a disclaimer, I ended up doing the cakes over, off camera, correctly this time. Here's the fun part, or so I initially thought. I'm just getting back into this baking thing, so I appear extremely awkward. It could also be that I'm left-handed as well. If y'all want to know how to make this light, velvety buttercream icing, I have a video for y'all, and you can check it out right here. So I iced the outer rim of the cake and placed strawberry jam inside. I made sure the icing was thick enough to protect the jam from leaking over the sides of the cake. Then I repeated the same process with the second layer. Once I got to the third layer, I should have known something was up. This cake is not stable. It's not stable because it's not positioned correctly or straight. Please make sure your cakes are correctly balanced, because if not, when you get to the crumb coat stage, your cake will literally look like this, about to tumble over. This is where I realized I screwed up big time. I still have a little bit of room to correct this huge mistake. If you're interested in how I corrected the mistake, leave a comment down below and I will make sure to post a video following up on that request. Okay, so off camera I used homemade parchment paper stencils to get the shape of the strawberries somewhat correct. Nothing super complicated. You can do it without the stencils, but I like the position control it gives me. Realizing that the cake still isn't quite straight, I had to take a moment here and speak with God. The frustration was real. This cake was all over the place, like all the fonts I used in this video. I had no choice but to finish the cake. I tried my hardest to make it look its best. Granted, this is my first cake in years. I'm still getting my mojo back, and having patience with myself was more than crucial. If you happen to fail, the only reasonable option would be to get back up and try again. Don't stay stuck. Growth is necessary to elevate. Alright you guys, thanks for watching. If you stayed to the end of this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you on the next one. Peace and blessings.